You're listening to Easy Travels, an original podcast from Nexion Travel Group. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting, action-packed episode of the Easy Travels podcast, Nexion Travel Group's only original podcast, brought to you by us, the wonderful people at Nexion Travel Group. I'm one of them. My name is Chris, and usually joining me is the incomparable Coach Martin Mussey, but today we have another incomparable individual joining us. You may have heard him here on this podcast. You may have seen him at various Nexion events. It's the one and only Rich Ferrucci. How you doing, Rich?
Hey, Chris. Doing great. So glad to be back here with you today.
Good to have you back. And who do we have with us also today, Rich?
Yeah, so excited to introduce to you all today. We have with us Jade Andersen-Dukes, who is the Strategic Account Manager for Oceania. Jade, welcome. Please go ahead and describe to everyone what that means, who you are, and I hear you've got some big news to talk about as well.
Yeah, of course, always. Well, thank you both for having me on today. Very excited to be here. As Rich said, my name is Jade Andersen-Dukes, and I'm a Strategic Account Manager at Oceania. I've had the pleasure of working with our partners at Nexion for pretty much the entire time I've been at Oceania. I will hit 7 years this July, and 6.5 of that have been working with Nexion as a partner. So, that's always exciting. And my favorite part of the business, right, is that relationship aspect. And we definitely have had a lot of good times. And my role really is to help support, educate, and work with all of our travel partners.
Cool. Well, Jay, we work with a lot of really awesome cruise lines, and I'm just wondering, what's one thing that stands out about Oceania that our listeners should know? Maybe they already do, but what makes you guys stand out in a field of otherwise really awesome cruise groups?
Well, obviously, I think we're the most awesome, but I know there's a product and experience out there for everyone, right? And so for us, it really is about delivering an incredible travel experience, a lot of focus on the destination with a luxury kind of packaging around it. It's a really great value and comfort. One thing that I think is the most exciting and is kind of new to Oceania is we announced that we're adults only this year. It wasn't really that big of a shift, but it is an exciting thing for us to be able to continue to deliver this luxury experience in an adults only environment.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Jade. I think that a lot of our industry listeners are pretty familiar with Oceania overall, but can you think of maybe a little known fact or maybe a key point of interest that some of our advisors might tend to miss about Oceania?
Oh, that's a good one. Obviously in all of our marketing and kind of all of our trainings, you get to see the core pillars of who Oceania is. So our immersive itineraries, our intimate and luxurious ships, the finest cuisine at sea. And we've actually now added a fourth pillar, which is the genuine hospitality that you experience when you're on an Oceania cruise. So I think that's always something to lean into, right? When we're talking about luxury is, the big driver, of course, is going to be the destination and the enriching experiences that we offer there. But I think it's just as important to highlight the experience on board. And part of that, of course, also is the inclusions. If most people or those that are maybe more familiar with Oceania or are learning Oceania, the value aspect has changed a little bit. But we confidently now have Your World Included, which is a fairly comprehensive value proposition for guests. It's very strong and it leans into including what's important for luxury travelers, but also giving them a little bit of choice with what's included in their vacation experience.
So this next question gives us some insight. We ask each of our partner guests, but something we always like to say here at Nexion is the travel business is a relationship business. And I'm wondering, what does that mean to you?
Oh, that is my favorite question. It's what I often say. I think all of us really do, right? And it is such a relationship business, not only between us as the cruise line and our trade partners, but also, our trade partners and their clients. And so it really is at the heart of everything that we do. Our travel partners are an extension of the brand, right? They're the ones talking to their clients and trusting their clients with us. My biggest thing I always tell my partners is, of course, I'm a resource here for you, not just professionally, but also personally, building that relationship outside of, just the selling cruises aspect. is my favorite. I love, getting to know people on a personal level, and then also seeing, how that ties into building their business and how we fit into that puzzle.
Such a good point, Jade. I think we spend so much time throughout the year. In fact, I've had the pleasure of working with you quite a bit over the years and just recently at some of our events. Let's take it a bit personal. What do you like to do when you're not working hard over there at Oceania?
These days, what do I do for fun? Well, I'm a mom to an almost 2-year-old, so that's about as much fun as I have. So a lot of toys, a lot of playtime, but time with my family. We'll take the dogs out on walks, all of that fun stuff. But me and my husband, of course, I work for the Foodie Cruise Line, so we love to try new restaurants. So one of the things that we try and do at least once a month is go somewhere we've never been before. It's easy, right, to go to those kind of go-to restaurants that you love. But we live in Nashville, so there's a lot of good food here. So once a month, we'll hop on Yelp or, the Facebook groups and see somewhere new to go try and eat as a family. So that's definitely one of the things that we like to do.
So Jade, we've seen more of the Oceania commercials on TV recently. I know I have, and they certainly make it look exciting. But what can you maybe share with us about Oceania's overall marketing strategy?
I will never forget when I saw my first Oceania commercial. It was, they had told us that we were going to start doing more of these. And then when you're just sitting at home and it pops on TV, it's exciting. And so, we historically have really focused a lot on direct mail to a lot of our past guests. We have a strong database of past guests. Once somebody tries Oceania, they love it. But that doesn't necessarily, bring awareness for those new to brand guests. So you'll see definitely we have increased, as you mentioned, those commercials and different types of media and marketing verticals to engage with the wider cruise market. So that's always exciting. And, it drives business for all of us through our trade partners because they see, oh, I saw this commercial. Can you tell me more about it? And just brings awareness for our brand overall. We continue to lean into, the things we know that work, like the direct mail, like partnering with Nexion and other travel partners to, leverage your database and the tools and resources that you have, whether it's, email or print or social media, all of that comes together, right? And so, we're excited to have that increased visibility now. And then lastly, of course, we have so many tools available for our travel advisor partners to use on their own, right? We know they are doing their own marketing. And so we have plenty of resources available to help support that as well.
I love seeing the more and more increased adoption of getting the word out there. It's just so great. So, we work a lot with advisors on building their businesses. So how does Oceania partner for mutual success, Jade?
Yeah, absolutely. So it all starts, of course, by having that initial conversation and building that relationship and letting us know that you're out there. There's a lot more travel partners than there are of us. And so we want to be able to provide that support and work with you on building your business. That looks different for everybody. So having those conversations is always the first step. But we have so many robust training programs. We have an incredible sales support team providing regional support to a lot of our travel partners. We have different marketing resources. And then one of the things that we recently announced, because we believe so much in our trade partners, is we announced that with our launch that actually took place yesterday, which was a good booking day for us, there are now no NCFs. So you're earning that commission on the full cruise fare portion, which is really exciting. Again, just valuing with a dollar amount, the actual effort and time that our trade partners put in.
Jade, thanks for all this valuable information. I want to close out today with something that's really going to help all of our listeners. And that's a fun question that I usually like to ask at the very end. This is unscripted. We usually just like to throw it out there just to surprise the guest and see how they react. It helps us and the audience get to know you a little bit better. So are you ready?
I think so.
All right. So should be an easy question for you, honestly. So, something I have noticed. I've been fortunate enough to be on quite a few cruises. I have not been on an Oceania cruise, I will admit, but I've been on quite a few cruises at this point. I've taken several with Nexion. And something I know is that there are certain songs, certain music that is just synonymous with cruising. Like I can't imagine going on a cruise and not hearing the song Sweet Caroline about 40 times. So what I wanted to ask you is there a song that's not currently associated with cruising that you would like to be? What would you, if you had your way, what would be the theme song of Oceania or maybe just cruising in general?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh gosh, Chris, I have such a wide music range. I definitely don't think anything that I pick would be necessarily Oceania focused. I think my taste is a little different in terms of music. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of one good one. There's so many. I think Sweet Caroline obviously is, I mean, you can go anywhere and you hear it. This is probably going to show my age, but one song you hear it at every wedding, everything. And I haven't heard it on a cruise ship, but I think it would be pretty fun is Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Oh, I like that one.
It's just a fun, uplifting, it's a great wedding song. So if you like wedding songs, anything you can play at a reception would also work well on a cruise ship.
That album came out when I was in high school, so it dates me now too. Yeah, I love that one. Good. Thank you so much, Jade Andersen-Dukes, for coming on here and telling us a little bit more about Oceania and cruising in general. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up here?
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been great getting to share just a little bit more about Oceania. Thank you to everybody tuning in. If there are any questions or anything, we are here to support all of you grow your business and be successful at Oceania. So please reach out. And as I mentioned, our new 2028, 2029 voyages opened yesterday. So it's never too early to start booking those that are looking further out. And thank you again so much for having me.
Thank you, Jade, for being here. Thank you also, Rich, for filling in for Martin today. And thank you all for listening. From all of us here at Nexion Travel Group to all of you, until next time, I just want to say, easy travels.
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Drop us your thoughts or even show topic ideas in the comments of this episode or email us at communications@nexion.com.